guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a black smoky eye and I'm currently in Wellington. I'm usually in Queenstown, so I'm set up in my sister's room. Poor thing, I've taken over the house pretty much. And yeah, so if you do like this look, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and just keep watching and you'll learn how to do it. Bye! Just going to start off with my Native Rituals Hydrating Makeup Fix, which is basically light MAC Fix Plus. It's really hydrating and it helps sort of tone the skin before popping on any foundation, and I also know that it helps with the longevity of my makeup. So I just kind of give myself a few sprays and let it dry quickly before applying my foundation. Today I'm going to use my Estee Lauder DoubleWear Maximum Cover, and I use this when my skin is not really at its best, so it just covers up any redness and pigmentation and any scarring that I might have. And you only need a pea-sized amount, so just pop a little on your brush and then start popping it down and on and downward strokes. So I've just got it on a Jessup angled kabuki brush, and I'm just going to pop that on and start blending it in. Just going to blend that down my neck and make sure that it's all matched so that I don't have a foundation line, and I just pop it up into my hairline and my ears as well. Once I've applied my foundation, I'm then going to start working on my eyes, because any fallout that I might get with doing a dark smoky eye I can clean up afterwards with concealer. So I'm just going to start off with my brows first. Yeah. You can feature in my video. So I'm just going to brush up my brows using a spoolie just to make sure they're all in the same direction. I'm just going to take my MAC eyeshadow in the shade Coquette, which is a satin finish eyeshadow, and I just use this for my brows as I find it's more of a natural colour, and using a powder it's more of a natural finish rather than a harsh cream based product. So I just use this is an angled Sigma eyebrow brush, and I'm just going to pop that through my brows. So I'm just following the natural line of my brows and filling in any sparse areas, and then just extending the tail slightly. Now I've got my brows filled in, I'm just going to use my brow sculpting gel, and this is by Ardel, so the same guys that make lashes, and it's a clear brow gel, and I just basically use it to set my brows and keep them in place because they can be a little bit unruly. So I just use upward strokes and just pop it through, and it just makes sure that those hairs don't come down underneath my brow, because that gets very irritating. Right, I'm just going to zoom you up now because I'm going to start doing the dark shadow on my eyes. So first up I'm going to use my Benefit Air Patrol BB Eye Primer. So it's a light toned primer which you just pop on your eyelids, and basically it just discounts any redness you might have in your eyelids and creates a great base for any shadows that you're going to pop on over top. It also has an SPF in it as well, so it acts as a protection for your eyes from the sun. Once I've got that on, I just grab a flesh coloured eyeshadow and just pop it all on just to set the base and make sure that any shadows that I put on over top are going to blend nicely. So one of the palettes I'm going to use today is my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It's my favourite eye palette. It's just got the most amazing range of neutral shades. So I'm just picking up a large fluffy blending brush, and I'm just going to take this neutral tone here and pop it all over my eyes. So I'm just going to take the same fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to take this transition shade here, which is like a peachy colour, and I'm just going to start popping that into the crease of my eye. So just using windscreen wiper motions, just going to pop that in there, and this will really help with the transition of the darkest shades through to the brow bone, because you don't want any harsh lines. I like to pull these shades out towards the tail of my brow as well, just to sort of elongate the eye and not make them the appearance so round. So instead of going around like that, just pulling it out a wee bit more. Just keep blending until there are no harsh lines. Once I've done that, I'm going to grab a shade darker. So I'm going to grab this reddy brown here, and this is my favourite colour in the palette. I use it all the time, even just on its own. And I find that the more red tones in the brown really bring out the blue colour in my eyes, but it really is going to work for any eye colour. So I've just got my MAC 217, which is a smaller tapered brush, and I'm picking up some of that brown colour. I'm going to start building up the crease colour so that it is getting slightly darker. Just keep building that colour up in the crease and just using your blending motions to make sure that it's blended in with that first colour. It doesn't matter if it isn't blended down onto the lid yet, because we are going to apply the darker shades there anyway. Don't worry if it does look a wee bit messy down here, because we are going to clean that up with concealer afterwards. You can even grab the first blending brush and just go back over that with no additional product and make sure that they are all blended together. Now I'm going to take an even smaller blending brush, and this is an E45 from Sigma. It's the tapered blending brush, and I'm going to grab a darker shade of brown and pop that into the crease as well. So I'll just grab the one next to that warm brown that I used earlier. And I'm not picking up much product of this at all because it is so pigmented. But I'm just running it through the crease and starting to blend it into those other transition colours. Just taking my 217 again and making sure that's blended in with the previous brown. And once I've done that, I'm just going to pick up the tiniest bit of black on my tapered blending brush and pop that right into the crease as well. I only use the smallest bit, but as you can see, it's really pigmented. Back again with your 217 and just blending it all out. Now I've done that, I'm just going to go back in with my 217 and grab the black from the palette again, and I'm just going to press the brush into the black, tap off any excess and start applying it to the eyelid. So obviously with black eyeshadow you've got to be quite careful because it can go everywhere, but by doing the blending process in the crease prior to putting on your black eyeshadow, you shouldn't have the problem where you're going to blend the black out too far and just look like a panda. Once you've applied the black, you can go in with your other brushes that you used earlier and just blend them back into the crease. You can even pick up some of the lighter browns that you used earlier and pop them back through the crease to make sure that the black's blending in. So you can either keep it like this or add a little bit of extra glam. So today I'm going to grab my Bobbi Brown Suqin eyeshadow. This was from the holiday range this summer, and it's in the shade Comet, and it's a beautiful green, glitter and black shade. Now that we've done the main part of the eyes, I'm going to finish off my foundation routine and pop on my contouring and blush. Just going to use my MAC Prolongwear today in the shade NW20. I like to apply this with like a kabuki style eye brush, and this is a Sigma Precision Angled P84 brush. And I'm just going to pop the concealer onto the brush and then target the areas where I want to conceal and highlight. Once I've done that, I'll usually go in with the same foundation brush that I used earlier, and this one is the Jessup Angled Kabuki, and just start patting that in. And just as you're going up around where we place the eyeshadow, just sort of lightly go over that area, so you're cleaning it up and making it not appear as messy. Next I'm going to grab my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and taking the banana shade in the middle and a Sigma tapered highlighter, which is an F35. Just going to dab that in, tap off the excess, and then pat it under my eyes. Rather than sweeping it, I just pat it, and that will make sure that the product is concentrated in that area and really set the concealer I put down there, and will give the most coverage as well. Also place some down my nose and just in my T-zone. Then I'll grab my Clinique, oh it's a bit messy, Beyond Perfecting foundation powder, and just use the sponge that it comes with and just dab that over the rest of my face where I didn't set it with the Shade and Light palette. I don't pick up too much product, so it's not like I'm adding a whole nother level of foundation. It's just to really set the liquid foundation. Going back in with my Shade and Light palette, I'm going to take the middle shade to contour and a Sigma, what is this? Round contour brush. I think it's a F35. And I sort of use the side of the brush and just go from my ear just down under my cheekbones and just blend it in so it's not too harsh. Just grab a little angled brush. This is a Spectrum brush, and I'm just going, I think it's for eyes actually. I'm just going to dab it right back into the contour palette again and just bring it down the sides of my nose, just to make it appear more slim. Then I'll just use my finger and blend it a little bit. Next I take my Smashbox Bronze Lights Warm Matte Bronzer, and I've been obsessed with this bronzer at the moment. It's just a nice warm bronzer. It's not too cool, so it just does add that summery glow that I'm wanting without all of the shimmer. Just taking a Spectrum fluffy brush, and I'm just going to use that to blend from my contour upwards. This will also tie it back into the eyes with the warm browns. Before I do my blush, I like to apply my highlighter, because sometimes I find if I do the blusher first and then the highlighter can cut right through and not show any of the blush. So I like to use, this is the one I've been loving at the moment. It's Blac Cosmetics. It's a Kiwi brand. It's cruelty free, and it is the most beautiful shade of highlight. This is the one, it's called Golden Glow. So I just pick up the same tapered brush that I used to apply the powder under my eyes, and just dip that into the highlighter and just pop that on the tops of my cheekbones. And as you can see, it's pretty pigmented. It's a beautiful shade. Just up a little bit on my temples and down my nose. You can also get this highlighter in two other colours as well, and they might be better suited for darker skin tones. One is more pink, and just a little bit on my top lip as well. And then once I've finished applying my highlighter, I'm going to use MAC Melba Blush, and this is just a beautiful pink everyday kind of blush. And I find that if you've got a lot on your eyes, a lot of darker shades, you don't want to go with anything too crazy on your cheeks. So I'm just using a Spectrum angled brush, and I'm just going to apply this on my cheeks and going up towards my temples. And then I'm just going to grab a fluffy big blending brush and blend it all out so that there's no harsh lines. Now I'm going to go back to my eyes, and I'm just going to finish off underneath of the eyes. And just grab a short shader brush. This one is a Sigma E20 and I love this brush. I'm just going to go back into the Shade and Light eye palette and basically do the same procedure that I did in the crease, just under the eyes. You know. Back in with my Bobbi Brown Comet eyeshadow, and I'm just going to place that in the middle under my eyes just for a little bit of that green sparkle. Just going to line my waterline with a black kohl liner. Curl my lashes. Next I'm going to use my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara in Waterproof, and I'm not going to put too much of this on because I am going to apply false lashes, and sometimes I find my lashes can get in the way when there's too much mascara on. But just to darken up the roots and make sure the lashes blend in with the false lashes, I'll apply this first. Just going to apply some Socialite Vixen lashes, and these are beautiful lash and, you know, nice and fluffy but not too overpowering. And they are similar to House of Lashes Bambi lashes, and I'll just pop these on and be right back. Now that I've put my lashes on, I'm just going to go to my lips, and I'm going to use my Mary Kay Neutral Lip Liner, and this is just a nice everyday shade, especially if you're wearing a very dark eye. You don't want to go too crazy in the lips unless you want to. Once I've lined my lips, I'm going to use my Cailyn Tinted Lip Balm, and this is a product that it's quite an opaque lip balm, but it's really comfortable to wear, and it also comes with its own lip brush in the top. So I find this colour is really beautiful, and it's quite good for brides as well who want to wear something that's a little bit more comfortable. And now that I'm all done, I'm just going to go back in with my Hydrating Makeup Fix by Native Rituals and douse myself in it really. And what I really like about this setting spray is that because it is hydrating, it does help to melt all of the powders on your face and blend them all together, so that in an hour or two, once they've settled into your face and everything's been set with the spray, it just looks really beautiful and natural finish and more like skin rather than you've applied lots of layers of foundation and powder on top of it. And that's it really, is my version of a black smoky eye, and hopefully you guys found that useful and can do it on yourself. I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe. All my social media links, they'll all be down in the description bar, and leave me comments on what you'd like to see next, or even if you do recreate the look, if you could tag me in it on Instagram, I'd love to see it. So see you guys next time. Bye!